Good morning, Unity of Greater Hartford. I'm Deborah Giddings. I am the Prayer Chaplain Ministry Lead, and I in the sanctuary with me today is our amazing, wonderful music director, Carolyn Fisher. We have a special guest today, our worship assistant, Deborah Wilson, and then our live stream masters who make all the magic happen, Jim Mahoney, Julie Alward, and Tony Bensko. Reverend Christine is taking this Sunday off, and through video, Reverend Linda Martella Whitsett, the director of Silent Unity and author of several amazing books, will be giving the Sunday talk, which is titled, Take Up Your Bed and Walk. It's exciting. So you can obtain today's bulletin from our website, unityhartford.org, where you can join along with us on our order of service and our prayers. But as we come together, let's affirm what we know about unity. Together, unity is a positive path for spiritual living. And here at Unity, we welcome, value, and include all people. So welcome to all of you this morning. Now, some of you are watching on our website. Welcome, welcome. And some on Facebook, where you're invited to make your presence known. So send up those emojis, greet each other, put in your comments. And anytime during today's service, you can do this. Let's open with prayer. As we breathe in together and open our hearts, we come together as one mind, divine mind. We claim and express our spiritual light of power, and we become messengers of truth. We go within, and through our spiritual power of concentration, we become laser focused on the object of our love, and we see the outpouring of love intensify. As we guide our thoughts, words, and actions in integrity with our infinite self, love is expressed as we respect ourselves and others. Any impulsive beliefs and attitudes are corrected as we claim our wholeness. Self-mastered over our thoughts, words, and actions, we rejoice as we proclaim, let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. And so it is. So now I'd like to invite Deborah Wilson to come on up and do our announcements. Deborah?
And I have heard rumors, I want to verify tomorrow, if you go out and look up in the sky, you may see a yellow orb. It's called the sun. So let us rejoice the return of the sun. And what a wonderful day to have it on Memorial Day tomorrow. If you are relatively new to Unity or new to this church, Unity of Greater Hartford, and you would like us to mail you a welcome package, it would be our privilege to do that. Please email your request along with your name and mailing address to officemanager@unityhartford.org. So that would be officemgr@unityhartford.org. Or you can call at 860-289-8963. Again, that's 860-289-8963. And we have wonderful news about our church. Next Sunday, June 6th, we will be officially opening once again. Yay! And we ask that you register to attend the service in the sanctuary. And yes, we will continue to live stream the Sunday service on Facebook and on our website. But please register if you can, if you want to attend in person. And just go to our website, which is at www.unityhartford.org. And then you'll go to the calendar section, go to June 6th, and simply register right there. I've already done it, and it is easy peasy. You can also register at the church door, but we really are trying to make it so people don't have to wait in line. So if you can pre-register, please do so. There is no limitation on how many people can attend, but we will be asking everyone to wear a face mask. The doors to the church will open at 10:15 a.m. We will have tables and chairs set up outside, so pack a cooler for yourself. We will not be offering any food, coffee, or tea. The board will be meeting in June, and they will then review all of the protocols. We have been closed for 15 months, so June 6th Sunday service will be a big celebration and an important day for us. Reverend Christine is inviting everyone to dress up for this occasion, whatever dressing up means to you. And even if you decide to stay at home and watch the service on Facebook or on our website, still dress up. It'll be fun for everyone. It's an important date, so let's allow ourselves to revel in that and to feel it. And there's a lot that has to be done here at the church building to get it all spruced up for next Sunday. So when you come back, if there's anyone that would like to help Rev Christine, and if you have any time at all, an hour, even 2 hours, on Wednesday, June 2nd, or on Saturday morning, June 5th, please send her an email as soon as possible so she can organize some of the tasks that you can assist her with. And you would send that email to revchris@unityhartford.org, and that's REVCHRIS @unityhartford.org. And today, we'll be holding our 4th Coffee and Tea Connection on Zoom at 11:30 a.m. with our 2 wonderful board member hosts, Lee Dittman and Sandra Dickerson. Please join Lee and Sandra and get connected. The Zoom information is right on the home page of our website. And now, I think we're ready for our opening song. Carolyn, what's our opening song for today?
Well, today we are starting with I'm Reaching Out. I'm reaching out to feel the infinite. I'm reaching out to know the divine. I'm reaching out to feel the infinite. Yeah, forever is already mine. I'm reaching out to feel the infinite. I'm reaching out to know the divine. I'm reaching out to feel the infinite. Yeah, forever is already mine. I'm already there. I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm already there. I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm going deep to know the infinite. I'm going deep to know the divine. I'm going deep to feel the infinite. Yeah, forever is already I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm rising up to feel the infinite. I'm rising up to know the divine. I'm rising up to feel the infinite. Yeah, forever is already mine. I'm already there. I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm already there. I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm already there. I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm already there. I'm already home. I'm already safe in my eternal soul.
Woohoo! Thank you, Carolyn. And now I invite you to join me as we affirm our statement of faith. I'm going to say a phrase and then ask you to repeat it with everyone here. There is only one presence and one power,
There is only one presence and one power,
active as the universe and as my life,
active as the universe and as my life.
God the good omnipotence. Amen.
God the good omnipotence. Amen.
And now I'm going to have Deborah Wilson's going to come up and read the daily word. Deborah?
And today's daily word is inner peace. And the affirmation, peace grows within me as I remain centered in God. Inner peace, the peace of God that my words can only begin to describe, does not depend on outer circumstances. Peace does not come from an external source. It arises from within me. At a place in consciousness, sometimes called the center of my being, peace, like all the qualities of God, waits for me to recognize and claim it. I claim inner peace when I remember the truth that God's presence is always with me and within me. As I center my awareness in the divine presence within, peace soothes my feelings and restores order to my thoughts. I move through all circumstances with calm assurance. Peace grows within me as I remain centered in God. Every event of my day contributes to the calm peace of my soul. So if you could take these words in, through, and around your heart, let them resonate as we go into a moment of silence. Carry this message with you throughout the day. Peace grows within me as I remain centered in God. And so it is. Amen.
Feels like the Deborah show today, doesn't it? Deborah, we don't know whether we're coming or going. Now, in a few moments, we're going to be hearing from Reverend Martella Whitsett. In telling us about her topic today, Take Up Your Bed and Walk, Reverend Linda reminds us that healing is not about curing a condition. It's not about believing something could be missing, wrong, or broken about you that needs correcting. Healing is your courageous realization of the wholeness at the heart of you. It's your deciding to live well now, regardless of your circumstances. She invites you to discover the power of your mind to claim your wholeness and heal your life. In addition to being the head of the International Silent Unity Prayer Ministry, Reverend Linda has authored 3 books: How to Pray Without Talking to God, divine audacity, and dare to be the light of the world. This third book, co-authored with her daughter Alicia Whitsett, This Life is Yours, Discover Your Power, Claim Your Wholeness, and Heal Your Life. For more information about Reverend Linda and her publications, you can visit www.ur-divine.com. Now, there may be a brief moment when you may see a blue or a black or a blank screen before Reverend Linda's talk. But just take a breath, because join me in welcoming this inspiring, respected Unity minister and spiritual teacher, Reverend Linda Martella Whitsett.
I'm so grateful to have Sunday with you once again. It's just a wonderful thing when we can get together and talk about these principles that are so important for us in the world today. I went on a trip, it was a little over a year ago. Very excited to be able to go to a beach, which is one of my favorite leisure things to do. The razor in my toiletry bag, however, was not doing its job. I needed it, and the problem was it just wasn't working. It was a new razor. It wasn't an electric kind. I had packed it just prior to the trip because I noticed the older one had dulled. I lathered up, ran the razor a couple of times on one side of my leg, looked closely then to be sure that I hadn't missed a spot. It was odd. All the hair was still on my leg. None of it was on the razor. I tried again and began to think, well, this razor is no good. Then I thought, well, let me try on the other side of my leg, as if I believed that something was obviously wrong with this side of my leg and not the razor, right? The razor would magically work somewhere else. Well, ultimately I gave up. I rinsed off. I went to the front desk. Well, I dressed first, and then I asked for a new razor. Later, I was all done, and while drying my second baby toe with a towel, I paused because the knuckle on that toe felt tender. In that pause, I remembered the head of the new razor had detached, and I had reattached it. Maybe I had put the razor head on upside down. Chances are you were well ahead of me, and you knew that I had put the razor head on upside down before I even mentioned it. But think about this. Trying to fix something that we think is broken, maybe it's not broken. Maybe it's our thinking that's upside down. Thinking that healing is something that happens to us upside down. Thinking that God will heal us if we gather a large enough and fervent enough prayer circle. Prayer warriors were often heard that they're called. Big upside down. Hear me. God does not heal. Simply for this reason, God is not an actor, not a sentient being, but rather beingness itself. We heal. We heal when we're in a state of realization of our divine identity. To heal is to realize, is to nurture, to free ourselves from that kind of thinking, but free ourselves also to evolve, to devote attention to our whole life and the power of life. And the power of life is the power of animation, vitality, and presence. Naturally, our attention goes to what seems missing, wrong, or broken. Like, what caused this to happen to me? Who and what has the capacity to heal me? And when I start thinking like this, that something's missing, wrong, or broken, I start spinning in incapacity. But the good news is that it really is good news that the power is in our minds, that we do have the power that we need. In unity, we think of it as a pivotal power. And by that, I mean this: we are fully human and we are fully divine. You know, our human feelings are precious and they're tender. They're to be honored and appreciated. But human feelings are followers. They're not leaders. They're indicators, not directors. So to act based on feelings alone is to react. So here's the thing: the divine of our nature is subtle. It's beneath the surface. I think of it sort of like a teacher waiting silently at the head of the class, waiting to begin as soon as the students settle in their seats. Our inner resources, our spiritual faculties, lie in potential until we be still and know, until we turn our attention inward. This is the value, isn't it, of prayer and meditation. Human thinking questions why, and gosh, human answers to this question are often troubling. They don't have good answers to the question why. And here's the common thinking: humans are by design broken and fallen. Now, this comes from the religiosity in our culture, sort of the fundamentalist thinking, right? That God is powerful and that it demands that humans be powerless. That God is the great fixer, the Mr. Fix-It, Mr. Fix-It, right, of the universe. And because that's what's true of God, then we're supposed to be broken. This is terrible injustice of teaching and thinking. It's a terrible answer to the question why. Another answer to the question why, and this is just as bad, is that God needs to punish us, or worse, to test us, to punish or to test us, to teach us a lesson, or even to strengthen us. You know, we hear things like God only gives you what you can handle. Does God do that? Or to soften that, we hear sometimes it's for the glory of God. Does God really need us to suffer in order to be glorious? And here's the trouble with this. When we ask this, as this is the answer to our question, why? We're relying upon the God that hurts us to heal us. It's really old thinking. It can't be the nature of God. We also answer the question, why? Well, we don't know, but God knows. Only God knows why I'm suffering, why this terrible thing has happened. And in a similar vein, in many disciplines, including the discipline I was raised in, Catholicism, suffering is said to be noble and brings us closer to God. Well, many of us in unity tradition, and many of us who are studying the principles of unity, well, we no longer think that way. You know, we say to ourselves, well, I'm pretty evolved. As I like to say, I've graduated from that kind of thinking, right? I no longer believe that God caused it as punishment or anything else, that, you know, thought that God needs to be strong and therefore I need to be weak. But we're no better replacing God with the universe with a capital U. The universe, we hear this, the universe is hitting me with the proverbial 2x4 to teach me a lesson upside down. Upside down. Let me ask you right now to bring something to mind. that you have misunderstood to be missing, wrong, or broken about you or about your life. Why? Why? What's the answer to why? I'll tell you my answer to why. It's for love. What? It's for love. If you remember, Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore defined love as the great magnet of the universe. Love is our spiritual power of magnetism, harmony, and unity. All things happen for the unifying cause of love, for love to be the response and the result. It's nothing personal, it's spiritual law. How do we know it's law? Because it works the same way for everyone, every time. So what is personal is where I place my attention day by day. In the book that I co-authored with my daughter, Alicia Whitsett, just hot off the press, March 1st was our launch date. The title of the book is This Life is Yours. Discover your power, claim your wholeness, and heal your life. We write about the value of 15 minutes a day of some kind of practice. In fact, we propose a whole alphabet of potential practices to choose among, to do something, to switch up your own practice periodically and do something different. The reason why 15 minutes is significant, because it's such a short period of time, but long enough to begin to alter our brain and body chemistry. 15 minutes a day interrupts the pain sensations. It interrupts the thoughts that are running on automatic. 15 minutes of spiritual practice, deliberate, thinking the thoughts that I want to be thinking truth thoughts and ideas, speaking to my life, encouraging and nurturing myself. 15 minutes disrupting the sometimes consuming thought about what's going wrong, right? Or all the attention that I need to put on my medical protocols as one example, right? 15 minutes to do something completely intentionally focused on my wholeness and well-being. The value of 15 minutes cannot be underrepresented. In fact, we recommend every single day for a period of time, repeating a single practice, just 15 minutes to devote to it. And we can do all kinds of things. One of my favorite practices really is chanting Om. The power of Om, Om, by the way, is the great syllable that speaks to unity. In fact, it means oneness. That syllable, not just thought about, but vocalized, if we think about it, it activates a lot of our spiritual power. You think about when I sing out the sound of Om, right, in a long stretch, I'm using my breath, which means I'm massaging my wisdom system, where the power of wisdom is located in my abdomen. I'm massaging, I'm using the lungs, pumping the lungs, and therefore massaging my love center. There it is, the magnet, right? My love center, my heart. And I'm vocalizing, which means I'm activating my power center, my declaratory power, my power of self-mastery. So a lot of things come together in the chanting of Om. And of course, it doesn't require us to be singers in order to do it, because we can do it on a particular note and extend that note. If you want to read more about that, you can study online all kinds of practices using the chant of Om. But simply sitting, for 15 minutes and breathing in and out and deepening that breath. And then on the exhalation, opening to the and with each breath, you find more power and be able to extend that syllable, lengthen it, and you literally are changing all of your chemistry and really populating the feel-good chemicals in your system and changing everything. Now, it might not change one time you do it. One day you might practice it and think nothing's going on, but I promise you the repetition every day of 15 minutes of that kind of concentrated practice will change your experience. Well, that's just one of the whole alphabet of practices that we propose, and it's just one of the tactics or suggested pathways for us to be able to begin to pay closer attention to our wholeness, to realize that we are already whole, no matter what. So magnetism is one of the aspects, of course, of divine love. It is also called the law of attraction, right? But love is also the harmonizing power. It's when what we're doing in that chanting of Om or in many other practices is we are integrating mind, body, and spirit all in cooperation to the point where in that 15-minute segment, there are no inner discords. We are literally in a state of wholeness. And of course, it's the unifying power. Love is the unifying power. This is the power to integrate and reconcile my human experience with my spiritual identity. It's the ability to pivot from focusing on the external of my life and all that's happening out here or in my body even, and be able to refocus my attention on the spiritual identity. I know that I am divine. I know that by right of my divinity, I cannot be broken. Nothing could be missing or wrong. I am wholeness itself. And my healing happens when I register that as the great truth about me. When I am in a state of spiritual realization of my divine identity, I have great love for and gentle nurturing of my human experience without believing that my human experience is the whole truth about me. Do you see that? It's not like we dismiss or we deny what's going on with us. It's that we treat it lovingly with our spiritual nature, shine the light of wholeness upon it, and we gently are able to rise from that experience and to see the truth of our wholeness. It's powerful practice. And this is just one of many of our spiritual capacities. I mean, I know you know this. You know this. In this book, This Life is Yours, Alicia and I leave you with several, like 20 some different affirmations. We have an affirmation for each of the 12 powers. We have affirmations for specific conditions you might be in the midst of, like when you're feeling a lot of pain or when you're struggling to heal and harmonize a relationship. So I just chose one that I'd like to close with for today. And I'm going to use it as part of a meditation with you. All right, so let me invite you to close your eyes right now. Whatever maybe provoked you in this message today, just breathe into that. If you're feeling any discord about it, if you're feeling any sense of curiosity or concern, just notice. And as you breathe and as you quiet, your nervous system is calming. And you're entering the place of prayer. In this sacred moment, in this sacred awareness, let me glimpse and grasp the truth that I am not merely human. That in fact my body and my body of experience and awareness of my human sense of self is only just one part of the fullness of my life. That I have in moments had mystical revelation and realization of my great nature. Of the fact that I am connected with and in fact one with all that is. The expansive field of life, love, wisdom, strength, order, and all capacities. That there's only one power, divine power. And in the state of knowledge of my divine identity, I am that power. And humanly, I can express that power. So here and now, I assert that power. I recognize that it's natural for me to be powerful. When I feel paralyzed by powerlessness, may I remember that spiritual power is natural to me. May I attune to spiritual power in the atmosphere around me, internalizing it with every beat of my heart. May the rhythm of my own heart be the drum of power, fortifying me, egging me on. May I dance to the beat, feel powerful in my body, and may the words flowing from my lips be as respectful as they are true. Breathe as you invite this knowledge, this affirmation to become a living reality in your mind, on your heart. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Friends, it's not as if we will never again have an upside down thought. We do have our upside down thoughts. I certainly do. I'll own it. But by means of spiritual practice, we know how to turn around. I think of it as the Texas turnaround. Those of you who lived in Texas, some of my friends here, you have, the highways were filled with turnarounds. And that just meant that instead of having to get off at an exit, if you need to get to the other side of the highway, you can go inside to a turnaround. And as you do that, you just turn around onto an access road on the other side of the highway. And it's like magic. It's like you just go right to where you want to go without having to go miles out of your way. It's magical to me, the turnaround system. So I like to think of that in this way. We have the ability to pivot or to turn around, right? We know how to do this. And by this power, we discover our power, we claim our wholeness, and we heal our life. I honor you and I bless you for any spark of insight arising in your thoughts and your feelings this morning, and for your courage to walk in human experience with a growing awareness of your spiritual capacities. I appreciate your presence here with me this morning. You are divine.
Thank you, Reverend Linda. And now it's the time in our service where we get to express our abundance. And we do that in two ways, with tangible gifts. And you can send a tangible gift to unityhartford.org, press on the donate button, and know that all of those gifts are lovingly received and used in this community. We also can express using our intangible gifts, which is taking a word or a thought or a phrase into our heart and holding it there. And so I invite you right now to do that, to take a word or a heart or a phrase into your heart and repeat after me as we bless these gifts. Divine love flowing as me.
Divine love flowing as me.
Blesses and multiplies all that I am and have.
Blesses and multiplies all that I am and have.
All that I give and receive.
All that I give and receive.
And so it is. Amen.
And so it is. Amen.
And now Deborah Wilson's going to lead us in the Gandhi Blessing.
Thank you, Deborah, and thank you, Reverend Linda. What an inspiring, vibratory message. Feel our divinity. So with the Gandhi Blessing, I'm going to ask you to stand up and feel all those divine cells resonating in you. And if you would join me in the Gandhi Blessing, I will say a line and then ask you to repeat it after me along with everyone here. I offer you peace.
I offer you peace.
I offer you love.
I offer you love.
I offer you friendship.
I offer you friendship.
I see your beauty.
I see your beauty.
I hear your needs.
I hear your needs.
Our wisdom flows from the highest source.
Our wisdom flows from the highest source.
And I salute that source in you.
And I salute that source in you.
Carolyn will now lead us in singing the Unity Peace song, followed by the prayer for protection, and then a final song by Carolyn.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Thank you, Carolyn. And now I invite you to say the prayer for protection. I'm going to say a line, and please repeat it with everyone here. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God.
The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God.
The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God.
The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God.
The power of God protects us. I am the power of God.
The power of God protects us. I am the power of God.
The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God.
The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God.
And wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
I want to thank you to all of our prayer chaplains for holding sacred space. If you do have a prayer request, please email your request to prayerrequest@unityhartford.org, and the prayer chaplains, all 11 of us, will pray in confidence with you. If you would like to chat with our minister, Reverend Christine, please feel free to contact her at revchris@unityhartford.org. And I want to thank today's worship assistant, Deborah Wilson, and our live stream masters, Jim Mahoney, Julie Alward, and Tony Bensko. And of course, I know, great job, everyone. And of course, the talented Carolyn Fisher, who has one more song for us tonight. What is your closing song, Carolyn?
Thank you, Deborah. So our closing song today is Rise by Faith Rivera. I close my eyes, I open my heart, I take a deep breath. Let the healing start. I lift my hands, I plant my feet, I let love in, I feel the beat that's calling us to rise, rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me. Ready my soul, I clear my mind. I'm here and now, in present time. I feel the power of 1,000 suns lighting up the dark. Oh, we rise as one. Oh, rise, rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me. Oh, rise, rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me, rise in me. I sing to you, you sing to me. Change up this noise, make sweet harmony. Come and rise, rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me. Oh, rise, rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me, rise in me. Heart to heart, hand in hand, no turning back, onward to promised land. Do you feel the power of 1,000 suns lighting up the dark? Oh, we rise as one. Love's calling, calling out your name. Love's calling. That's why we came, and love's calling, calling out your name. Love's calling. That's why we came. Come on and rise, rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me. Oh, in me. Come on and rise up. Thank you, Faith Rivera, for that song. Thank you all for joining us today. We have many exciting things going on. If you want to join our coffee and tea connection, that's right after this at 11:30 on Zoom. So you just go to our website, and it's right on the home page to get the link to go there. We also look forward to seeing you back here on Facebook for the Wednesday evening meditation service at 7, or here in the sanctuary at 6:30. And next Sunday, you can join us here online or right here in the sanctuary. You can register online, register outside the door. We look forward to seeing you there, and that is an understatement.